During Hiram Rhodes Revels' 61 years of life, he wore many hats. Before he became America's first African American congressman, he owned his own business, taught school, served as a Methodist minister, and a chaplain for the United States colored troops fighting in the Civil War, and later he took on the role of college administrator. A free man born in North Carolina in 1827, during the time of slavery, Revels was never a slave. His family had been freed from slavery before the Revolutionary War. He was educated at home as a young child by a local woman, but later attended the Union Literary Institute in Indiana. Later, he studied religion at Drake County Seminary and at Knox College. As a young man, Hiram had apprenticed for his older brother Lyles in his North Carolina barbershop and then inherited it when Lyles passed away. As a business owner, Revels was able to network with people across all races and social classes. Some men might have been content to be a barber and scholar, but Revels became a minister with the Methodist Episcopal Church in Baltimore, traveling extensively throughout the Midwest and South to spread the gospel. He also taught school and served as the principal of an all-black high school in Maryland. State law in Missouri and other southern states forbade free African Americans from immigrating to those states and preaching and teaching to other African Americans. Revels took on these laws as his personal challenge. Though he did avoid sermons which could be viewed as instigating rebellion, he was imprisoned in 1854 for preaching, and he left the state soon after being released, settling in Mississippi, where he later caught the eye of Reconstructionists. When the Civil War erupted, Revels joined the Union cause, organizing 2 Union regiments of African American soldiers and recruiting men to join the Army. As a military chaplain, he went with his troops to Mississippi, where they fought in the Battle of Vicksburg. Following the war, Revels stayed in Mississippi, resuming work as a minister. Revels' election to the U.S. Congress was groundbreaking. At that time, congressmen were elected by the state legislature, not popular vote. The Mississippi State Senate voted 81-15 to send Revels to Washington, D.C. to fill a vacant Senate seat in 1870. When he arrived, he faced opposition from Southern Democrats who opposed his election, initiating 2 days of hostile debates, which ended when Charles Sumner, a Republican senator from Massachusetts, declared, "Nothing more needs to be said. For a long time, it has been clear that colored persons must be senators." Revels was voted in the U.S. Senate on February the 25th, 1870. Making history as the first African American seated in the Senate. During Revels' term in the Senate, he advocated for racial equality and compromise, speaking out against segregation in the nation's schools and the military, and served on the Committee of Education and Labor. In the years after the Civil War, Congress was focused on Reconstruction efforts, and Revels advocated for forgiveness of ex-Confederates and the full restoration of their citizenship. Revels relinquished his Senate seat to accept the presidency of Alcorn Agricultural and Mechanical College in Mississippi, which later became Alcorn State University, where he taught philosophy. Although he recognized that his work in the Senate was important, he felt that the education field allowed him to directly enhance opportunities for young African Americans. Revels also continued to serve as a minister for the Methodist Church. Sadly, while attending a meeting of Methodist ministers in 1901, he suffered a heart attack, leaving behind a legacy affecting the lives of many. Only one other African American was elected to the Senate for Mississippi during the Reconstruction era, Blanche Bruce. They remain the only two from Mississippi. Over 150 years later, only 10 other African Americans have been elected or appointed to the United States Senate. Most recently, Ralph Warnock of Georgia.